प्रहलाद लाद दायिनी हिरण्यकशिपूर्वत्सहा हिरण्यकशिपूर्वत्सहा सिलटंकानकालये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमणिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नखां अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभिंगा केशवगीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव करकमलवरे नखां जयो नरसिंहदेव 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 जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो नरहरि 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 जयो नरहरि श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की श्रील प्रभुपाद की। अभी भगवत गीता क्लास यहाँ अंग्रेजी में होगा, तो सभी भक्तों से निवेदन है कि इस भगवत गीता क्लास का लाभ लें और बैठ जाएं। क्लास अंग्रेजी में होगा। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण। फाउंटेन बंद करा। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय कलियुग पावन श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे। Hare Krishna. So we'll continue our discussion on the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are on chapter 2, text number 71. Chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. So 71 says, Vihaya kaman yassarvan pumamscharati nisprha nirmamo nirahankara sashantimadhigacchati. Vihaya kaman yassarvan pumamscharati nisprha nirmamo nirahankara sashantimadhigacchati. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Purport. To become desireless means not to desire anything for sense gratification. In other words, desire for becoming Krishna conscious is actually desirelessness. To understand one's actual position as the eternal servitor of Krishna, without falsely claiming this material body to be oneself, and without falsely claiming proprietorship over anything in the world is a perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. One who is situated in this perfect stage knows that because Krishna is the proprietor of everything, everything must be used for the satisfaction of Krishna. Arjun did not want to fight for his own sense gratification, but when he became finally fully Krishna conscious, he fought because Krishna wanted him to fight. For himself, there was no desire to fight, but for Krishna, the same Arjun fought to his best ability. Real desirelessness is desire for the satisfaction of Krishna, not an artificial attempt to abolish desires. The living entity cannot be desireless or senseless, but he does have to change the quality of the desires. A materially desireless person certainly knows that everything belongs to Krishna, Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. And therefore, he does not falsely claim proprietorship over anything. This transcendental knowledge is based on self-realization, namely knowing perfectly well that every living entity is an eternal part and parcel of Krishna in spiritual identity, and that the eternal position of the living entity is therefore never on the level of Krishna or greater than him. This understanding of Krishna consciousness is the basic principle of real peace. So this is continuing the theme of Sthita Pragya Atmaram. So Krishna is saying that Vihaya Kaman Yes Sarvan. Sarvan Kaman Vihaya means giving up all desires, Kam. Yaha, one who Pumans Charate Nisprihaha, one who roams around without any material desires, Nirmamo, without the sense of mamatva, without thinking that I own anything, I am proprietor of everything, anything. Nirmamo nirahankaraha, without false ego. Ahankara is ego. Nirahankara. Sashantim adhigacchati. Such a person attains shanti or peace. So giving up desire, according to Krishna, is the first step. Giving up material desires. The soul by nature has to desire. The soul cannot give up the quality of desiring. That's the nature of the soul. You cannot have no desire. Something he has to desire. The problem happens when we desire the wrong things. When we desire material things. When we desire material things, then we have to suffer all kinds of anxiety. We have to go through all kinds of reactions. And it can never satisfy us. Even if material desires are fulfilled, it never gives us peace and happiness. Temporarily, we may get some peace. The satisfaction of, ठीक है ये मिल गया, वो मिल गया, ये कर लिया, वो कर लिया. But that is short-lived happiness. But when someone gives up material desires, when one gives up the desire to enjoy separately from God, separately from Krishna, and instead desires to cooperate with Krishna, cooperate with God, and aligns his desires in that direction, that is the beginning of attaining peace. So, in the earlier verses, Krishna talked about how one can give up material desires only when we develop a higher taste. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjyam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. If one has to experience something higher, then one has to give up the lower desires. If I want to experience higher happiness, I have to give up lower, inferior happiness. If I want to have higher experiences, lower experiences one has to give. If I want to enjoy higher food, better food, I have to give up lower food. Something, only when we give up something lower, then we can experience something better. So, drishtva, param drishtva, you can see, Krishna says, you can see something better. But only when we give up the lower ones. So, experiencing higher taste is not easy. But at least we should have a higher vision. Vision is drishtva, darshan, to see. At least start seeing something higher. Before we can experience something higher, we can start something looking at higher. The Bhagavad Gita therefore teaches us how to understand the proper philosophy and start seeing something, visualizing something higher and better. Therefore, regular study of Krishna's teachings will make us understand, oh, there is something better. I have been living this life for all these years. Is there a better option? Is there a better vision? Because our current society, the modern society tells us, the goal of life is acquire, gratify, indulge. And in this way, enjoy. That's the unspoken propaganda. Not unspoken, spoken propaganda. It's widely advertised. Just enjoy. Indulge, enjoy. But the consequences are not advertised. If we indulge in sense gratification, what are the consequences of that? That is never advertised. Oh, for example, if you drink alcohol, or if you watch certain things, if you hear certain things, if you eat these kind of food, people will advertise, this is the best thing to enjoy. But the consequences, no one talks about it. That's your problem. How to deal with it. So Krishna, when we study the Gita, Krishna is giving us something higher, a vision of a superior way of life. If we don't hear these teachings, study these teachings, then we continue our regular life of what everyone is doing. सभी लोग यही कर रहे हैं, तो हमको भी वही करना चाहिए. Where is a better alternative than this? The whole world is moving in a certain direction. If someone does something different, तो बोलते पागल है क्या तू? दिमाग ठीक है कि नहीं? So therefore, one has to stand out. But then that's what Krishna is giving us offer. Giving us this offer of having a different vision, which is not just different, but it is opposite also to some extent. Opposite of the propaganda that we are living in. Though people sometimes think, are you crazy? How can you think like this? How can you do like this? How can you avoid these pleasures which are the pleasures for everyone? Everyone is running after these pleasures and you are giving them up? पागल तो नहीं है? But Krishna says, if you want to experience something higher, rasavarjyam, give up the lower ones, then param drishtva nivartate. So first it begins with higher vision. Therefore we need to be in touch with Krishna's teachings regularly. Once we are acquainted with higher vision, then we can develop a higher purpose in life. Okay, in order to attain this, experience this vision is there, let me take up some cause, some purpose in life. Let me participate in projects and activities which will lead me towards that experience. So in our movement we have this activity, so many services. At least I am not experiencing right now, but let me participate in a mission that will lead everyone towards that experience. Gradually, one day, someday, I will also experience. Then we develop that higher taste by Krishna's grace. Ultimately, the higher taste comes by divine grace. We can only put effort. We show that I am interested. But the taste comes by grace, higher grace. So therefore, the problem with higher taste is it doesn't appear higher to us. What Krishna says, this is higher taste. We are not convinced this is higher. Therefore, we feel, oh, that is good, but this is not bad. Krishna's offer is good, but this doesn't appear to be bad. So why should I give this up? I will enjoy this and I will try to enjoy that also. But that doesn't happen unless one gives up this one to some extent. Then we can experience the higher thing. Therefore, the mind is the key. Mind plays a central role in preventing us or allowing us to experience a higher taste. The mind is always craving for pleasure, some titillation, some experience. Mind is always wanting some pleasure. And especially when we are idle, without any work, the mind acts like a very hungry, angry monster, always looking for some gratification. And it has to chew on something. If we don't have any positive engagement for the mind will start relishing negative thoughts, lusty, greedy, angry, revengeful thoughts. That's the nature of the mind. So mind has to be engaged in a positive. So this section, we are coming to the end of the chapter. Krishna is concluding how a serious practitioner of spiritual life, if he is serious about attaining the goal, then such a person has to clearly understand what are the right desires to be cultivated, what are the wrong desires to be avoided, and clearly discriminate between the two. Like earlier he gave the example of a tortoise. How a tortoise withdraws his senses. As soon as there is a danger outside, the tortoise will withdraw. And only when it is convinced there is no danger, then gradually, slowly, it will remove the limbs outside the shell. Similarly, a yogi is very careful about what is going to distract me, what is not going to distract me. And as soon as we see some distraction, we have to be alert, withdraw. And there is no point in fighting, because fight is not going to be won. Temptations are always going to be more powerful than our determination. So when the temptation is stronger, we don't have to check ourselves, oh, can I fight? Better withdraw. Use that energy in something productive instead of fighting with temptations. So in this way, Krishna is concluding by saying that when such a person is successful in giving up material desires, gives up false sense of proprietorship, nirmamo, and nirahankara, gives up the idea of false ego, sa shanti madhigacchati. Such a person attains real peace. So any other attempts to attain peace is short-lived. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki. All other attempts to arrive at peace is either useless or at best temporary. We have so many organizations trying to attain peace, create peace. There are problems of wars happening somewhere, problems of poverty, problems of communal tensions, unemployment, then there is corruption, terrorism, which all destroy one's peace. And then there are humanitarian organizations who will come forward. Oh, this section of people are really suffering. For children, for example. There are handicapped children, mentally retarded children. They need help. No one is caring for them. Someone will step in and create a foundation. I will care for them. So when they get all the care and support and finances they need, their life to some extent becomes peaceful. When someone cares for elderly people, old age homes, these people are uncared for, their children, their in-laws, their family members don't care for them. Okay, let us create an old age home where these people can be cared for. So few hundred people may join. And then there are organizations working for women's protection. These underprivileged women or even other women, no one is caring for them. Here is a women's welfare organization. So some women who are in need of those support, they will join. They get peace and care. Then there are animal rights activists. Right? That section of society is taken care of. And then there are blind people, dumb and deaf people. Right? So there are so many people coming up with noble causes, wanting to support a certain section of people, hoping that our contribution will create peace. And it does create peace to some extent. We are not undermining the effort they are putting. But how much is it contributing to overall peace of society? Hundreds of organizations are there. Can we say our society, world is peaceful? Right? Still there are problems. If you ask individually anyone, empathize with them, they will start pouring out. Arre, kya batao main? Ye problem, wo problem, wo problem. Everyone has his own story. Right? Dukh bhari kahani, sabka hai. Everyone can write an entire book. People have shed buckets of tears. सबकी कहानी है. क्या बताओ बचपन में क्या हुआ था मेरे साथ, अभी क्या हो रहा है. आप समझेंगे ही नहीं मेरी बात. And it is true. We are not making fun. Real story for everyone. Majority of people. Arey, itna abuse, people don't understand. My husband doesn't understand. My wife doesn't understand. My children don't care. My neighbors are creating some problem. My office का boss का भी समझता नहीं है. Salary, financial problems. Everyone has a story to contribute. Not a happy story. So where is the peace, the eluding, evasive peace? है कहाँ पे वो? Because we are missing the point. At least according to Krishna, we are missing the point. What is the point? Vihaya kaman yas sarvan pumam charitin. As long as we chase after material desires, try to fulfill material desires, independent of God, non-Krishna conscious, that can never give us peace and satisfaction. Like in the 5th chapter, towards the end, Krishna says, another peace formula. The Shanti word comes many times in the Gita. In the 5th chapter, he says, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shantim rachati. He says 3 things. If you know, such a person attains peace. What is that? Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. One who understands that Krishna says, I am the enjoyer of everything. Bhokta, sabhi cheezon ka bhokta. Who knows that Krishna is the one, the bhokta. The real enjoyer of above everyone. This is one thing. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, one who understands that I am the proprietor of everything in the universe. Not just some little apartment here and there, some property here and there, some business empire here and there. Owner and proprietor of whatever we see in the universe. There is one, Sabka Malik Ek, they say. If we know that that is Krishna. And Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. One who understands that Krishna, God, is the best friend and well-wisher of everyone. Jnatva mam shantim rachati. If we understand this, if we are convinced about this, then we attain peace. So we are all looking for a friend, a good sustainable relationship. We look for relationships with good friends, with husband, wife, with children. But all relationships के साथ ना कुछ तो there is tension. Not every relationship is smooth and problem free. There is clashes everywhere. And if there are no clashes, we call it good relationship. As there is no fight, then that relationship is considered good. But positive relationships happen very few. Exciting relationships happen very rarely. So we are all looking for good relationships, good friends, someone who can understand us, reciprocate with us, without telling, without asking. Someone comes forward and tells us, oh, are you looking for this? Are you going through this problem? I can help you. If someone comes like that, then we feel, wow, ठीक है, कोई तो समझ रहा है मेरे को. But Krishna here says, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the best friend of everyone. But then how to access? How to get access to Krishna? Krishna है कहाँ? दिख तो नहीं रहा है. But Krishna says, I am the heart of everyone. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. I am situated in the heart of everyone. Mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. From me comes smriti, remembrance, jnanam, knowledge, apohanam, forgetfulness. Everything comes from me because I am situated in your heart. If you want to remember anything, I give you the remembrance. If you want to become aware of something, I'll give you the awareness. And if you want to forget something, I'll help you with forgetting that thing. If someone wants to forget God, get rid of God, I will help you to forget me. That's interesting, right? So even if someone wants to become atheist, you need God's help to become atheist and condemn his existence. So if he's situated in our heart, then who can be a better friend? Someone is close to heart, that person understands our emotions, our mental state, our desires, our intentions, our aspirations, everything. That person can understand. And the problem is we don't have that connection. That connection is not there. That relationship, it is there, but we have forgotten. So the whole process of Krishna consciousness is reviving that lost connection with Krishna, with God. As long as that connection is missing, the relationship is missing, we fail to access the benefit of such a person sitting close to us. So therefore, we need a process. So that connection has to be established, and that connection doesn't get established simply by desiring. We need a process that will clear away the blockages in that relationship and establish step by step, systematically. So everything takes time. If you want to build a relationship with someone, friend ho ya husband wife ho. It takes time, right? Over a period of time, the relationship builds, provided we don't do any blunder. Similarly, to establish and revive our relationship, lost relationship with God, there is a process. And the process, if followed carefully, systematically, over a period of time, then Krishna says, you come back to me. So technically that process is called sadhana bhakti. That's a technical term used. Sadhana, like practicing bhakti. I am practicing to love someone. I don't love that person right now. I don't even know who that person is. I don't even know whether that person exists. Assuming such a person exists, because the Gita says, okay, let me theoretically accept such a person exists. If such a person exists, let me follow the process. Let me practice to love him. So if I love someone, what do? I will first of all follow the instructions. That is the first sign of loving someone. Whatever the person says, I follow unconditionally. And I go some extra step. Okay, maybe this, maybe that. Some extra effort. I have to give my time, money, energy, my effort, my words. Kayena manasa vacha. Kayena manasa, what is that? Kayena vacha manasendriyaira buddhyatmanava prakrite swavam. Karoma yat yat sakalam parasmai narayana samarpayami. So body, mind, words, all our intelligence, energies, whatever resources we may have, try to employ in Narayana eti samarpayami. Krishna, Krishnarpanamastu, Narayana. So we try to offer. That's the sign of expressing love. So in this way, gradually, the process is explained. So then if we re-establish that connection, then sashanti madhigacchati. Such a person start experiencing peace. Despite all the turbulence outside, bahar kitna bhi halchal hone do. But that connection is established by someone, then external disturbances, turbulences will not affect that person. And that's the real symptom of a sthita pragya. One who can maintain equilibrium in spite of external fluctuations. Krishna says such a person is a true yogi. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a nice story of one person named Chitraketu. This comes in the 6th canto. So Chitraketu was a king and he had no children. He had many wives, many queens, but somehow he didn't have any child. So he was very upset because if the dynasty has to continue, you need a son. Right? The son becomes the next king. So he was wondering what to do. And although he had big armies, big influence, big Chakravarti, position, power, everything he had, but no child. So he was very sad. So one day, one sage came to his kingdom. His name was Angira Muni. And he could understand something is wrong here. So in the course of talking, he asked, what happened? You don't look happy. Anything bothering you? He said, yeah, I don't have a child. I don't know what to do. So he said, okay. He tried to explain to him philosophy, if you are not destined to have a child, you won't have a child, no matter how hard you try. So accept it as a fate. Nahi to nahi, abhi kya kare? But he was not ready to hear all those things. He was still complaining, yaar aisa kyun, aisa. So he thought, okay, I'll give him some temporary solution. He gave him some kheer and he said, give it to your wife, eldest queen, and then she will bear a child. So he gave it to his queen. First queen was named Kritadyuti. So she had that kheer and very soon she gave birth to a child. And the sage had given a condition. This child will give you harsha and shoka, happiness and pain. So happiness and pain, वो तो हर बच्चा देता ही है. थोड़ा तो मस्ती करेगा. That's okay. Nothing unusual. The child was born and there was celebration everywhere, festivities everywhere. He threw a party for everyone and everyone was happy, enjoying. The child grew up, gradually growing up. So everyone was happy, but some people were unhappy. Who? The other queens. First queen ka bacha. Other queens are wondering, Are? Now the king's attention, everything is going to the first queen. The king is not paying any attention to us. Earlier he used to spend time with us. But now because we are useless and this queen gave birth to a child and the child is giving happiness to him. So all the attention of the king is going to this queen. So they said, this is unfair. Something we have to do. We want attention. So what did they do? They decided to kill the child. Baat khatam na? So they one day poisoned the child. The child died. The next day when they woke up, child is not getting up. And they realized the child is dead. And again, ha, hu, sab chalu ho gaya, rona dhona pure shehar mein. And what to do abhi? So then again the sage comes, Angira, along with Narad Muni. Narad Munis are everywhere. Both of them come trying to console the person. So then they console and then they speak philosophy, whatever we hear in the Gita, soul is eternal, the body is temporary, that standard philosophy. Still he was not convinced. Then Narad Muni did something unexpected. He said to the child, "Oh child, wake up. Your parents are so despondent. Please wake up and talk to them." And child woke up out of the dead. And the child asked the parents. He looked at the child, he looked at everyone and as if he just woke up from sleep. And he said, "Who are you? You say you are my parents. I had parents in my last life. उसके पहले के life में भी था, उसके पहले भी था. So I have had so many parents. You are my parents in this life. Now I have to go to another destination and I will accept another set of parents. So our relationship was temporary. So now please allow me to go. Please bless me to go." So when the parents heard this, the king Chitraketu and his wife heard this, then they felt that bond suddenly breaking. That attachment, you're talking about nirmamo, nirahankara here, that possessiveness over the child, this is my child, my child. That bond was broken when they heard the child speaking like this. And then the child again fell back, passed away. Now this Chitraketu became later a great devotee of Lord Sankarshan, Vishnu. And he became a Gandharva in the higher regions. This is the main story coming. We are coming to that. So this Chitraketu was once traveling over the space and he saw in one place Lord Shiva and Parvati sitting together. And they are addressing a group of sages. And Shiva is talking about an interesting topic. He is talking about Vairagya. So Chitraketu felt this is something unusual. You speak about Vairagya not with your wife. थोड़ा अजीब लग रहा है. Wife बगल में. And you're talking about renunciation and Vairagya. So Chitraketu kind of laughed. ये थोड़ी ऐसे थोड़ी हो सकता है. And he laughed and actually he was laughing at Shiva's greatness. Shiva is such a Vairagi. Although wife is sitting, Parvati is sitting next to him. Still he he could speak about Vairagya. It's astonishing. So he's appreciating Shiva's greatness. But then Parvati got angry. How dare you laugh at my Lord? You think you are better than everyone? यहाँ पे इतने सारे लोग बैठे हैं, बड़े बड़े लोग. And you can pass a comment like this? I curse you. I curse you to become a demon. Asur ban jao tum. So now, what should be Chitraketu's response? If we were in his place, we would feel angry, right? We will feel injustice ho raha hai, anyay ho raha hai. I didn't mean this. I didn't intend to do this. And I was appreciating Lord Shiva. And here, this lady is misunderstanding me and cursing me. Gandharva se Asur banna is like a big fall. But then astonishingly, Chitraketu's response was extremely nice. He said, although I didn't mean this, but if somehow for some reason you misunderstood me, then it is my destiny. I will gratefully, happily welcome the curse. Whatever, O Mother Parvati, whatever you desire, let it happen. I won't complain, I will accept it. Maybe this is what is destined for me. And he left the place. So Parvati was also taken aback. Shiva was also taken aback. Shiva, in fact, was happy. Look at the glory of a devotee of Vishnu. Such a nice, positive attitude. In spite of being cursed to become a demon, this person is welcoming the curse. Narayana para sarve nakutascha bibhyati swargapavarga narakeshu apitulyartha darshina. Lord Shiva is telling Parvati, this is the quality of someone who is devoted to Lord Narayan. Swarga apavarga narakeshu. Kahin pe bhi bhejo unko. Apitulyartha darshina. They will see it in the same manner. They won't discriminate. Arey, Swarg matlab they start dancing and Narak matlab they get despondent. Aisa nahi. For them everything is same because they are focused on something higher. Something that is beyond Swarga and Narak and all those things. So this Chitraketu then becomes a demon known as Vritrasura. And Vritrasura is having a battle. देवताओं और असुरों के बीच में लड़ाई चल रही है. And he is fighting on the side of Asuras. And Indra is there on the side of Devatas. He is the king of the demigods. So when the fight is going on, Vritrasura is a huge monster, huge Asur. And Indra is very small in comparison. And Indra has a weapon called Vajra, Indra ka Vajra, which was given to him by Lord Vishnu. It was made from Dadichi's bones. That's another story, how Dadichi's bones was used to build this Vajra. And Lord Vishnu had empowered it. Which means anyone who uses that Vajra is going to win the war. So Indra had this Vajra weapon and was fighting with this huge monster Vritrasura, who is Chitraketu in his past life. So Indra is thinking, here Asur, and I am a demigod Vishnu devotee. So fight is going on and Indra throws this Vajra towards Vritrasura to kill him. So Vritrasura takes it, he holds it, he catches it, like batsman कैसे catch करता है, catch करके वापस फेंक देता है उसके ऊपर, throws it back upon Indra. And Indra is like surprised, hey, Vajra, will it work or not? Is it going to be effective or not? I thought Vishnu has given me, it is supposed to kill this demon, but there is hardly any impact. So he becomes discouraged. What to do now? How to face this huge monster? So he's getting doubts about the potency of Vishnu's instruction and weapon. So he's a devotee. A devotee is supposed to have confidence in Vishnu. अब इसको विष्णु के ऊपर डाउट आ रहा है. So now he needs counseling. So who is going to counsel him? Vritrasura counsels him. The enemy, who is a demon, he is going to counsel him. Hey beta, ruk ja. He says, don't doubt the efficacy of your weapon. This is given to you by Vishnu. It is going to work. You will be successful in killing me. Don't never doubt it. And he says, he speaks nice verses. He says, since everything is dependent on the supreme will of the Supreme Lord, one should be equipoised in fame and defamation, victory and defeat, life and death. In their effects, represented as happiness and distress, one should maintain oneself in equilibrium without anxiety. One who knows that the three qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas, are not qualities of the soul, and the soul is simply an observer, should be understood to be a liberated person. Oh, my enemy, Vritrasura is telling Indra, oh, my enemy, look at me. I am already defeated. Your weapon can cut to me and kill me. So try your best to fight. I am not morose. I am going to be the loser. But I am not upset and sad. Why are you upset? Therefore, give up your moroseness and start fighting. So when Indra hears this, he is surprised. Ye asura ki kaun hai? Generally, asuras don't speak this language. They are always cursing and blaspheming Vishnu. This asura appears to be special. He is speaking like a devotee. So then he starts feeling, who is a devotee? Am I a devotee or he is a devotee? He appears to be a better devotee than me. So then he again takes up his vajra and starts fighting. And then he actually cuts off one limb, gradually cuts off each limb. And finally, Indra kills Vritrasura. But then after he kills Vritrasura, he feels guilty. Because I killed a devotee. A devotee was a person who was dedicated to Lord Vishnu. So in this way, Vritrasura is thinking the winner is the loser and the loser is the winner. How? Indra, the so-called winner of the battle, is going to remain in the material world as Indra. He is stuck in the position of Indra as the king of the heavenly regions. I, the loser, will go back to Godhead. I will be liberated from the cycle of birth and death permanently. Nothing to do with this material world, king, queen, ये सब झमेले में नहीं. So our acharyas explain, who is the real winner? Indra appears to have won the battle, but he is the loser. Vritrasura appears to have lost the battle, but actually he is the winner. So in this way, Vritrasura counsels Indra and talks about, come out of this profit loss, victory defeat. It's a childish. Focus on the real thing. Vihaya kaman yas sarvan umam sharit. Nirmamo nirahankar. Give up this false proprietorship, false ego, and focus on the real thing. Then you will attain real peace. So in this way, Krishna is about to conclude. There is one last verse which we will take next time. And in this way, Krishna concludes the topic of Sita Pragya, Atmaram. So we'll stop here. If anyone has any comment or question, we can take.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhuji, you are mentioned that the soul has a desire. So we see that the body wants something. So it is come from the soul or body or subtle body. It has desires because it was changing every day and it wants more and more. So it is come from the soul only.
Yeah, the basic quality of the soul is to desire something, but the desire is expressed through our mind and senses. In this world, if I have to express my desire, I need avenues, I need instruments, like the user in a computer. The user has a desire to do something, but the user cannot do. He needs the keyboard and the mouse and the screen. If I want to watch something, I need the computer screen to watch something. If I want to enter something, I need the keyboard and the mouse. Right? So these are all devices to express my desire to do something. Similarly, the body is like a computer. The soul is the user. The mind and the senses are the machine. Mind is like the software. And the body is like the hardware. So the mind generates, the soul desire is expressed through the mind, which is implemented by the hardware, the body. Clear?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is how to improve resilience to unlock the inner wisdom and to take care of desires and attachments.
So multiple ways. When we study the teachings, when we hear the instructions, wisdom instructions in scriptures like the Gita, our intelligence is empowered. We understand what is right, what is wrong. So that is one way we can increase the resilience. Another way, by studying the lives of great people. When we see good examples, great examples who have faced so many adversities and still maintaining their resilience and equilibrium, then we get inspiration. Therefore, it is important to study the lives of such great characters. Even in our regular, even in the regular material world, there are so many role models. Why do we need role models? When we study their struggles and challenges, and in spite of the struggles, they became successful. You get inspiration. Right? Similarly, in this case also, we need role models. When we study their lives, we get inspiration. Okay? Thank you all very much for your kind attention. Hare Krishna. So there is this nice course coming up called the Bhagavad Gita Essentials. It's a 3-day course beginning on November 29, 30 and December 1, 3-day course. So it will cover the basic concept of the Gita. If you want to enroll for this, please contact Alpesh Prabhu standing there in that corner and get yourself registered. Hare Krishna.